I never wanted to go to film school. I didn't grow up wanting to make Hollywood movies, live in Los Angeles, and now I don't make Hollywood movies yet, but I do live in Los Angeles and I use a camera every single day. I couldn't imagine doing anything else. In this video, I want to tell you everything that I did from that moment where I picked up a camera for the first time to finally getting paid to use it. That period of time was exactly 4 months. So if you're someone who wants to use a camera every day, but you're not gonna go to film school, this video is for you. All right, I'm gonna bring this camera a little bit closer. I just thought this shot looked really cool. And yeah, I didn't go to film school, so I like to experiment and make stuff like this. Oh my God. I just filmed so much and did not press record. That's a mess. There are really only 2 steps to my no film school journey that led me to where I am today. Number 1, I knew what I didn't want to do, and that was very important. Number 2, I chose my brick. That's not gonna make any sense to you right now, but it was the most important thing I could have done to get where I am today using a camera, making a living using a camera. If I didn't choose my brick, none of this would have happened, and I'll explain that in a second. But first, number 1, knowing what I didn't want to do. I graduated from college as an economics and Italian double major. And when I left school, I knew I didn't want to do anything with either of those. Economics, no offense to anyone who is currently an economics major, was one, or is interested in being one, but I found it really boring. I barely got through that major. Italian. I loved Italian. I really enjoyed my Italian major, però ho perso molto della mia abilità a parlare italiano e per questo sapevo che non era possibile. It wasn't an option. I don't even know if what I just said really was Italian. Like, I hope it was, but it might have been a little bit of Spanish. So when I graduated, again, economics out and Italian out. I wasn't good enough. I don't think I could have made a career out of it. I did need to support myself though when I graduated. So I got a job at the front desk of a hotel in Boulder, Colorado, just greeting people and checking them in. This hotel, right there. And that was another thing that I knew I did not want to do for the rest of my life. What I did know I wanted to do was be an entrepreneur. I don't think, honestly, I was ready for that responsibility. But in my mind at the time, it meant that I was gonna have to do a lot of things on my own. Putting up a website, designing logos, and most importantly, making videos. So the first thing I did while I was working at the hotel was buy a Canon 60D DSLR camera off of Craigslist. And now once I had that camera, I made the most important decision of my no film school career. I chose my brick. Again, at this point, that doesn't make any sense, but let me try and explain it. I grew up playing lacrosse. I played in high school and I played in college. And in lacrosse, there's a type of practicing called hitting the wall. Coaches tell you, choose one brick and aim only at that one brick. Get as good as you possibly can at hitting that brick. And for me, when I was using a camera for the first time, I decided to only film one thing, lacrosse. Lacrosse was the brick that I chose. I tried to get as good as I possibly could at being a lacrosse filmmaker and a lacrosse storyteller. So I didn't film skateboarding, music, any of my other passions. I just chose lacrosse and went in one direction. And that was the most important decision I could have possibly made. Just like when you're hitting the wall in lacrosse for the first time, I missed a lot, I made a lot of mistakes, but at least I was taking shots at a single target. I was able to improve every time I took a shot. Every time I took out my camera, I could make a mistake and then get better and improve upon it. If you keep aiming at one brick and you get really, really good at hitting that brick, over time, other bricks will open up for you. There will be more opportunities. And the same thing happened for me in film. And because I just kept aiming at lacrosse and being the best lacrosse storyteller and lacrosse filmmaker that I could possibly be, about 3 months down the line, Samir wanted me to help him film a documentary about the pro team in Colorado. This was huge for me to go from filming college players to now professionals. It was a massive opportunity and I got paid to do it. My first paid gig using a camera. I was super excited. It was my first post ever on Instagram. So you know that's worth something. It was Instagram worthy, first post worthy. And I just knew that now, in a way, I'd kind of made it. This was now a path towards a future career. Eventually, I ended up moving out to Los Angeles to work with Samir, and I continued aiming at one single brick. I only filmed lacrosse. 2 years down the line, the Lacrosse Network was acquired and we got opportunities to film all types of athletes in all types of sports. Today, we get opportunities to film all different topics: music, skateboarding, surfing, everything I could have possibly wanted to film, I get to film now. And none of it would have ever happened if I didn't choose my brick 6 years ago and just focus on lacrosse. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my no film school story, how I got to where I am today, using a camera every single day and making a living out of it. If that's something that you're interested in doing, again, my main piece of advice for you is choose your brick, target in on the one thing that you're gonna film and get as good as you possibly can at that one thing. When you do that, you're also targeting one single audience, and that audience will be engaged in what you're doing and can give you feedback so you can get better. Samir and I made this channel so that we could tell stories outside of lacrosse. But honestly, we would not be able to do that without lacrosse. It is an essential part of our story. That's it.